From the Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 10, powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, the international gold smuggling racket that has rocked the Pinarayi Vijayan government in Kerala is bigger than you could have imagined. The National Investigating Agency is suspecting that the proceeds from the gold smuggled into India through diplomatic baggage could have been used to fund terror activities on Indian soil. Here is what we know as of this minute, and then we debate.
Thiruvananthapuram to Kozhikode, there's anger across Kerala over the possible cover-up of the gold smuggling scandal. Swapna Suresh, the main accused, is on the run but in touch with lawyers. She has not just moved court but also released this audio.
Diplomatic cargo വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് UAE കോൺസുലേറ്റിന്റെ ആ ഡിപ്ലോമാറ്റ് ആകെ വറീഡാണ് അതൊന്ന് എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് ക്ലിയർ ചെയ്ത് തരാമോ ഐ വിൽ ടേക്ക് ഇറ്റ് അപ്പ് മാഡം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഫോൺ കട്ട് ചെയ്തതാണ് ഓഫീസർ അതിനുശേഷം എനിക്ക് ഈ ഡിപ്ലോമാറ്റിക് കാർഗോ ആയിട്ട് ഒരു വിധത്തിലും ബന്ധമില്ല ഞാൻ അവിടെ ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്ന സമയത്തും കാർഗോ എയർപോർട്ട് എന്ന ഒരു ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിലും ഫിനാൻസ് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളിലൊന്നും ഞാൻ ജോലി ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ല.
It's no more just about her proximity to the Kerala government. There's a larger conspiracy and it is being probed by central agency NIA. In the High Court today, it was revealed that ISIS could be involved. The intelligence report has been shared with the agency.
NIA has registered an FIR against 4 accused in the gold smuggling case. The mandate that has been given to the central agency is to look into the international linkages, and not just that, also terrorist organizations who could essentially be part of this entire gold smuggling racket. Prima facie, the agency suspects that perhaps the proceeds of this crime could perhaps have been used into certain terrorist activities. That, however, is now a part of the investigation.
Investigators are looking into multiple aspects. They believe gold was smuggled in multiple times in the past as well, and that the proceeds could have been used for funding terrorism. That's why the NIA doesn't want Swapna Suresh to get away.
The Republic TV has accessed the preliminary report which was submitted by the Customs Department at the Kerala High Court today, which has revealed many details, including Swapna Nair played a pivotal role in the whole smuggling racket with Sandeep Nair and also Sarit using the diplomatic cargo and also with the help of the consulate as well. So the report also says that the role of top government official cannot be ruled out at this point of time, and they have been using as gang and also have been smuggling goods. So they also got the statements of wife of Sandeep Nair, who is also one of the accused in this case, who is also missing, absconding along with Swapna Suresh in this case, who is the partner of Swapna Nair.
Photographed with the Chief Minister, seen here with the Speaker of the Kerala Assembly. Videos of her in events organized by the state government. Her arrest could unravel the truth behind the global smuggling racket, which possibly also has links to terror groups like ISIS. Let's debate.
You know, what started with the gold smuggling racket has blown up into so much more today. And we are getting to know more and more. ISI links are being investigated. So if there is a link between a gold smuggling racket in which the Chief Minister of Kerala, his office, has been compromised and the proceeds of the crime go to the ISI, it is not something that we can wish away. Srijit Panikar from Thiruvananthapuram and Sunit Chopra of the CPM, I'd like to start with you. This is very deep. So, Srijit, I want you to start by just giving Sunit Chopra, who's in denial about this issue, a sense of why this is the biggest talking point, not in Kerala, but now slowly across the country now.
We cannot blame anyone who might think that
It will be.
There is
Wait till
a-
I tell you what I know.
Let Srijit speak first, if you may. Sunit Chopra, thank you.
Yeah, please. Thank you. No, well, Arnab, we cannot blame anyone who might think that there is a larger design to the developments that are happening currently in the state. And now that the NIA is involved, we can naturally suspect that the involvement of terrorism and international linkage is pretty much strong. And now this is not just a mere suspicion, and that is very solidly having the backing of multiple counts of serious allegations. One is that gold has been imported in huge quantities to the tune of 30 kilograms. So this has not been the first attempt, and this has been done through the diplomatic channel, which actually aggravates the problem. And the diplomatic channel, this has been handled by a person by the name Swapna Suresh, who claims that she has been working with the embassy or the consulate since 2016 until 2019, and now she has been employed by the government, and she has been in the Kerala State Service until 6th of July. And this was actually a mission that she tried to carry out on the 30th of June by giving a call to the customs and saying that, this is actually being requested on behalf of the Excellency that this diplomatic cargo has to be cleared. Now, in the olden days, a person who would be working for two governments, say for the Kerala government, which is part of the Indian Federation, and also a UAE government, I think the communists would call them as double agents or moles. I do not know what the communists would be calling such kind of a person in this age and time. But as per her bail application, which was moved to the High Court, she has been saying that she has been working on the request of this ministry or this consulate, and she has been taking orders. She has been obeying the instructions from His Excellency of the Consulate General. So she has been very clear in saying that she has been a diplomat. And at the same time, the Kerala Chief Minister has actually sacked his principal secretary, who also happens to be the IT secretary, for the charge that he has been maintaining a very close personal relationship with this alleged lady, or this lady now. Now, the problem here is that there has been a lot of violations. One is that he has been in close contact with a person who claims herself to be a diplomat, a fact which has been endorsed by the Speaker, the Honorable Speaker of the Kerala Assembly, as well as you mentioned in the beginning. And the second thing is that even after removing him from two key posts, that is the Secretary of the IT Department and also the Principal Secretary to the Chief Minister, there has not been any probe. So the Chief Minister repeated today also, he said yesterday as well, that there will not be any inquiry against this person. Now, why has he been removed? He has been removed
why would that be the case?
He was having very strong personal contact with this alleged. Now, what is the connection or what is the extent to which that personal contact can be there? Now, this person is actually involved in the IT department, and Swapna Suresh has been working with the IT department. She says in her bail application that she has been working as an operational manager for the government. And the government, multiple people have been saying that she has been there on a contract position, not a regular employee, but her business card shows the Kerala government logo. And if she was not a regular employee employed by the Kerala state, the government should ideally be initiating a case and a probe against her for illegally using the Kerala state logo.
Yeah.
So that has not been done. That is point number one. The second point is that this person, Mr. Shivashankar, who has been the principal secretary to the chief minister, he has been establishing a relationship with her, which is a personal relationship and which is actually beyond the call of duty, which is something which is not part of his duty, and liaising with someone who is a diplomat of a foreign government. And he has been removed and there has not been any probe. And the CM says that he is not ready for a probe in this matter. So what is the signal? What is it that all these developments are signaling to a common person?
No. You see, when it becomes the issue, Srijit, you explained it beautifully, but I'm of the view that when it becomes an issue of national security, I don't think the chief minister has the liberty of saying I will not investigate it or it doesn't matter. I'd like Ranjit to come into this. Ranjit Keshav from Thiruvananthapuram and Sunit Chopra. You can debate this endlessly. Sunit. Sunit Chopra, let me tell you.
I want
Let me tell you
two
one thing,
names
Sunit.
added. I want two names added. One of them is Sandeep Nair. He was with the BJP. The other person is Hari Raj,
It's baseless.
who was a BMS leader.
It's baseless,
who actually
Arnabji.
telephoned customs asking them to loosen this case. So these two names are there. Sandeep Nair has been mentioned by him also.
Arnabji, there is a key point here.
No, he's kind of counter.
Arnabji,
Let me
there is an
explain this to the viewers broadly before you come in, Ranjit. The CPM, which is now caught in this muck,
this
is now
is
trying
of-
to get out of it by
this is the
saying that
case
many
of-
others are also involved.
It's not caught in this mark.
And while everybody should be investigated,
No.
you have to understand
many others.
this does not lessen the
I had
allegations
to
against
say
the
it
Chief
because
Minister's
you were
office of
hiding the
Kerala.
fact that BJP men are in it.
This is not just an
No,
organized
Arnabji-
smuggling racket,
No,
it has
it
implications
does.
for national security.
You are telling a lie.
Ranjit,
Arnabji, this
I won't
has
indulge
been
you anymore,
the narrative
Ranjit.
of the LDF. Arnabji, this has
Just
been the
as
narrative of the
Bloods in
LDF government and their
diamonds in
representatives
Sierra
saying that
Leone
everything is
and
under the
gold
ambit of the
in
center
Kerala.
and not under the state. Let me just make it very clear why the state has to come under the ambit of investigation.
Exactly.
Now, there could only be three reasons why the gold was smuggled
Now
to the state.
you've said
One
what you
particular
should have
reason
said
is
in the
absolutely, it was brought to the state to fund the anti-national activities. Prima facie, it looks more evident because Kerala has a history where the terror outfits are trying to
No.
establish their network in the state. We know how this has been happening over the years. That is one reason. The second reason
It's
could
the
obviously be a money
jewelers'
laundering
lobby.
case since the elections are due.
It's
The
the
third
jewelers'
simple reason is to
lobby
evade the customs
of
duty.
Central
But my
Kerala.
question, my reason why the state government has
It's
to be
the
under the ambit of
jewelers'
investigation is
lobby
because
of
Arnabji,
Central
very clear.
Kerala.
Sir, please let me clear this. These four accused, they have been running a well-trenched smuggling
Let
racket for
the
years,
government-
and this is not
let
their first
the
consignment.
government, as the
Arnabji, I have a
government
simple
did.
question here.
Let
How
the
does the
central
distribution
government
channel
deal
work
with
in
it.
the state?
It
The gold
happened
has to
in
travel in the
Trivandrum
state. The
airport.
gold has to
The
travel in the
airport
state. These
is
four
central
people,
government.
I don't think they are the
Customs
beneficiaries. I
are
don't think they are
central
capable
government.
of managing
Foreign
15 crores of
embassies
gold.
have
So
to
there
do
has
with
to be a
central
recipient.
government.
There has to be a
You
beneficiary. The
cannot
gold has
talk
traveled in the
rubbish
state.
in this
Now
way.
the gold can travel in the state only because
The
they had a
recipient
clear nexus
is
with the
people
political aides.
related
They had a
to
clear
the
nexus with the
central
bureaucrats.
government.
Am I supposed to believe that my state intelligence,
It
my
is
CM's office,
people
my IT
related
secretary
to the central
overlooked the
government.
fact that
Rajshekar.
there is a lady in the department
Was
with forged documents.
pretending
She was
to
paid a
be-
salary which is almost equal to a joint secretary salary. Somebody who had criminal cases pending against her. So am I supposed to believe that my state government overlooked everything over her just to have her on board to carry out government operational activities, and meanwhile she was actually distributing gold in the state? So that is precisely the reason why the state government has to come under the ambit of investigation, because the distribution was happening in the boundaries of the state and it is not the center. It was happening in the state. So give me one reason why the state government should not come under the ambit of investigation. Why the CM's office should not come under the ambit of investigation. There was a clear nexus. There is no doubt about it. It is only because of the confidence of the nexus that she had with the political aides and bureaucrats, she was able to carry out the operation in the state. So there is enough reason.
The Kerala Chief Minister cannot brush himself, distance himself, for the simple reason he's saying how can the Thiruvananthapuram gold smuggling case be related to his state government? The NIA has said that this concerns national security, government officials involved. Very serious matter. Rajshekar, I'd like Tom also to come in. You see, viewers, the case is simple. People very close to the Kerala Chief Minister, Kerala being an LDF state, very close to the Kerala Chief Minister, have been smuggling in gold, using their connections with the state government, their proximity to the left government. This gold is being used to fund terror activities in Kerala and outside is the prima facie information which we have. I find it laughable that people like Sunit Chopra are dismissing this case today. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Tom, that Sunit Chopra, Hatikur, Rajshekaran, on a matter of national security If this is the infiltration of a state government and financing of terror, I thought you would have been more serious.
Arnab,
the last data we have on the gold smuggling is official figure of 500 kilos. 500 kilos have been smuggled into Kerala through 3 airports, Trivandrum, Cochin and the Calicut airport. This is official. Now, if they are officially saying 500 kilos, it could touch anything between 3,000 kilos. Arnab, I'm asking you today, where is this gold coming from and whom is it directed to? If this is not directed against
the Honorable Chief Minister of Kerala, Vijay G, has written to our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi Ji, for a full-fledged investigation on the same.
3,000 kilos of gold last year has been smuggled into Kerala. Official figure being 500. Now, I am charging the CPM government that they must inquire, not spare the CM's office, his poster boy, Shiv Shankaran. The poster boy has telephoned the customs to intervene in this matter, and you are charging that the Chief Minister's office is innocent. The point here is the Chief Minister's office has written a letter to the PMO. The NIA is investigating.
The Chief Minister has written a letter to the Prime Minister.
These terrorists and their financiers need to be booked. This is in the national interest. And this is precisely what NIA is doing. It may disturb a lot of people, but we will move in the right direction.
Srijit is coming in with an input. Atik, just listen to him and then debate, please. Yes, Srijit, because Srijit has substantial first-hand information on this. Yes, Srijit.
I heard just mentioned in the debate is that the Chief Minister of Kerala has written to the Prime Minister saying that he is open for any kind of inquiry. But that is not right. Because as a state head, he has to ideally request for a CBI inquiry, which he has not done. Now that the NIA has involved in this, okay, this matter will be taken at a different level. But at the same time, there is a very, very serious issue that Mr. Shiv Shankar, who was actually the prime accused in the sprinkler case, which happened a couple of months ago, which we all discussed, at that point of time, he had enough backing, adequate backing by the CM, and he was actually allowed to go to all channels and give as many number of interviews as he wanted to clear his position. But on the contrary, now what has happened now is that within 2 days of this news developing, he has been sacked. No personal explanation, no meeting TV channels, no interviews. He has been sacked first as his principal secretary and towards the evening as his IT secretary. Now he has also been, he has also entered a forced kind of leave. Now, very clearly, the government is actually trying to cut or break the chain in this particular process because a lot more people would be involved. Ideally, when you think that a diplomatic baggage is actually containing 30 kilograms of gold, it is common sense that this will not be done on the first instance. So naturally, there has been a series of incidents, and the 30 kilos, which is the latest, is only coming on the back of it. That is point number one.
Sorry to interrupt you there. Sorry to interrupt you there because I want to go to the moot point of debate.
These are your
Atik, a line, please. Atik, a line, please. You see, Atik, a minute, please. You hear me? Why don't you stop, please? Thank you. Atik, we need to understand what we are debating about here, and I'd like Surabhi also to come in at this point of time into this very important debate. Prima facie, evidence has been found which says that the right-hand person of the Kerala Chief Minister is deeply connected with a gold smuggling racket. Because without that information having been there, Surabhi, we must understand the person would not have been summarily dismissed from his position like he has been. So obviously the Kerala Chief Minister has found some substantial first-hand information against his own right-hand man. But he cannot limit this to damage control. If 500 kilos of gold have been brought in to fund terrorism, the issue cannot stop with, putting a bandage around the wounds of the Kerala Chief Minister's office survey. It has to go into the root cause. Where did the money go? Who received the money? How was the money used? How deep was the terrorist racket? That is the issue we need to look at. Surabhi.
If the Chief Minister of Kerala has any respect for his chair, he needs to follow the money. whether it is politically convenient or not. I'm so happy that today we are discussing this news. I'm so absolutely happy that this has become a national issue.
Because as it has been rightly pointed out, this cannot be the first time. 550 kgs of gold having been seized in the last year, there is absolutely something going wrong.
What can this gold possibly be used for? It has to be some sort of illegal activity. It absolutely has to be an activity that is against the state, against the nation. Please tell me, sir, what could the gold be possibly used for? I'm glad that the National Investigation has stepped in. I'm so glad that the focus is on the Kerala government, is on the communist-led government to do something about this. Because terror, Kerala, gold smuggling, these are real issues, relevant issues that have been going on for eons. We need to look into it. We absolutely need to focus on it. I'm glad that this is national news. And if anybody is trying to defend something that is absolutely indefensible at this point in time, irrespective of who is involved and who is not involved, where that leads to, if you have any sense of understanding of what is happening in Kerala, you would agree with me that terror funding has to be investigated and has to be put an end to. Otherwise, this will become a norm, sir. This will become a norm. Tomorrow, some more gold will be found. Nobody will outrage about it. Please let me try it. Let me hear you.
The fact of the matter is, elections are due in 1 year in Kerala. Now, fine, you have done, Surabhi. Elections are due in Kerala. Since the past 4 years, the BJP has tried all of its tactics to nail the Kerala Chief Minister. With the ISIS or the ISI.
Suggesting
now,
that
if
you
are questioning, Mr. Tom, please allow me to complete. Mr. Tom,
are you party to the smuggling exercise?
Mr. Tom, may I complete? No, you want to draw mileage.
You needed the money
Sir,
for
you
elections.
want to draw the maximum
mileage. Is this money meant for your election?
ISI gives a mileage to the BJP. You are having a communal angle to it. The moment you name ISI, your communalism is very much exposed.
Are you saying this on national television? Are you telling us
you
the
are
comrades
communalizing the issue.
Smuggled money,
you want to draw mileage
money
out of involving the ISI name.
Shame. If that is your contention, I'm sorry. If elections are fought on smuggled money,
if you would like to hear to me,
on the leftist government. You yourself admitted elections are coming.
Yes, it's the shame on the BJP government who wants to draw mileage, taking the communal angle.
No, the issue is this, that unfortunately what the nature of the debate proves tonight, Ranjit Keshav, what the nature of the debate and the unfortunate response of people who are sympathetic to the LDF government will proves tonight is that even when it comes to terrorism and internal security, people put politics first. I'd like to remind everyone. Ranjit and Rajshekaran, please. Ranjit.
No, Arnabji, I don't understand the communalism statement that Atikur is trying to bring to this statement, to this debate. So let me just stay away from that. See, why is it that everybody is pinpointing fingers at the CM? CM on day one itself, what did he say? He was just trying to wash his hands off from the entire issue, saying that, he is not aware of this lady. He is not aware of her recruitment. He has got nothing to do with it. Now, he should have ideally said that, we will investigate into this matter. We will try to understand who this person is, what her connections are, what exactly her operational activities are. But he just washed off his hands. Now, tomorrow, my only assumption is this, Arnabji. Tomorrow, if the NIA comes out with solid evidence to substantiate the fact that this money was used to fund the anti-national activities in the state, what will be the stand of LDF government? Would they still say that it is a responsibility of the centre to come and investigate things that happen in Kerala?
Rajshekaran.
That is my only question.
Rajshekaran, point being, the left needs to be answerable today, because if tables had been turned, they would have demanded accountability. I'd like to remind you, just placing this in context, that when it was Kerala Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan who ordered an investigation against Oommen Chandy in the solar scam alleging corruption by him and his personal staff. No, 1 minute. Pinarayi Vijayan demanded in August 2013 that Oommen Chandy should resign because an investigation is on in the solar case. We have to understand here there's a precedent that's been established. Rajshekaran, would you like to say something here? Rajshekaran.
10 seconds.
Rajshekaran.
Yes, Arnab, it is more politics than merits, as been discussed by Tom, Dick and Harry in your panel. But fact of the matter is, there is a Customs Act in existence. And 104 of the Customs Act, you have the power to arrest the person who has smuggled. Why give a communal angle to it? Why suddenly NIA is there? Why UAPA is involved? All this adds too much of masala to this whole ordinary customs gold smuggling case. You should go by the merits, but don't add flavor to it. I only understand.
Sir, how will you justify the fact that the state government overlooked the activities of the distribution of the gold in the state?
Smuggling. I'm not supporting.
Sir, how will you justify the fact that the gold has been traveling in the state and the state government has overlooked that fact?
Which is irrelevant. So the chief minister cannot be accused of all this. Let us be pragmatic, understanding things.
Srijit,
let us not add.
There's no masala here. There's no masala here when terrorist links are being spoken about. I don't think you can dismiss it as masala. How can you dismiss the possibility of a terror funding angle when last December, there were reports, please hear, the problem is Rajshekaran, you don't listen. Last December, Atikur, last December there were reports about how the Indian intelligence have received information about a few radical groups in Kerala receiving funding from Gulf countries like Turkey and Dubai.
Never established.
What do you mean never established? Atikur and Srijit Panikkar. Atikur and Srijit Panikkar.
It was none other than Mr. V.S. Achuthanandan, who was the chief minister in 2010, who made a statement from Delhi that there is a very secret plot to make an Islamic state in the country, to establish that in 2 decades. So this statement actually came from no one but Mr. V.S. Achuthanandan, who is a leftist guy who has been the chief minister of the state. He made that statement in 2010. And now this created a lot of ruckus and chaos in the state, and this statement was defended by the CPM people both in the house and also outside. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, who is not in very good terms as per the media narrative with this Mr. V.S. Achuthanandan, he also ably defended Mr. V.S. Achuthanandan, saying that this is a truth. It was in 2016 during a police meet in Kovalam that the current chief minister, Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, who said that there is this angle of Islamic terrorism in the state is actually very strong. So this is a statement which has been given by the chief minister, and he cannot swallow that today. He cannot swallow that today. And whenever there is an NIA probe, I do not understand why the leftists are claiming, this is communal, this is religious. What is communal in it? What is communal in it? This is actually the NIA, which is a national interest that is probing a smuggling case.
What is communal about it? 1 minute. Sunit Chopra, back on the debate with Ranjit, with Surabhi Odigere. Sunit Chopra, be logical about it. How can you, 1 minute, Sunit, you cannot dismiss the possibility of a terror funding angle as a highfalutin theory when even, allow me to complete my sentence, sir. The problem is, sir, if you were to listen, you would be wiser. Even in August 2017, the NIA had discovered that foreign funds were routed from Qatar to Malabar region in the name of charity work. They were being distributed to terrorist-linked groups.
And I told you to your face.
I'm telling you to your face, there's a terrorist angle here. In December 2017, it emerged that the youth based in the Gulf was linked to the Islamic State and encouraging those in Kerala to go to Syria.
Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There is a terrorist angle everywhere. And it's not only Islamic.
Surabhi.
The same breath says that terror has no religion, but this is suddenly communal. Really has to step back over here. Nobody's communalizing it. This is about terrorism, about national security. Is it a problem? I mean, we can't understand that people from Kerala have gone and joined the Islamic State terror group. Sir, that's the fact of it. They have not gone and joined another religion. Whether you want to see it that way or not, a fact is a fact. That is what it is. You don't want to look at it that way. That is, you are absolutely playing a card that is very well known right now as the victim card. Please stop. Don't use Don't. This is a terror link that is being investigated.
I appeal to you. Ranjit wants to come in. I appeal to you. I appeal to Atikur. I appeal to you to look at the possibility of terrorism being funded by using people with proximity to government. It's the most dangerous thing in terms of national security, and I just wish that you wouldn't take it so lightly. Yes, Ranjit.
No. Arnabji, all the people who are debating in this panel needs to understand that terrorism has no religion. Terrorism has no religion. It is anti-national and measures have to be taken. Why questions are being raised at Pinarayi Vijayan? I can tell you, just a day before he took oath as the Chief Minister of Kerala, let me put it in verbatim when he said this. He was referring to the Solar case where he said that it need not be the Chief Minister, but any person involved from the network of the Chief Minister. If they are involved in any sort of such activities, the CM has to be held responsible because it comes under the ambit of his profile. Now, why is he playing the double standards? I am not against LTF, I am not a UDF supporter, I am not a BJP supporter. I am just asking a simple, plain question to my Chief Minister. Since you had this stand in 2016, why in 2020 you are making double standards? Why is it that you are washing your hands off from this issue? Why can't you take the accountability? Why can't you take the accountability to come and tell the people that if the bureaucrats, if my political aides are being associated with this issue, with this racket, I am going to take action.
Ranjit, what he is doing is, and I think Tom will understand this point clearly, he is only looking at it in terms of political fallout. His only action is to ensure that he is not touched, that this allegation does not touch him. But Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan, the allegations are already at your door. Somebody has to tell him, Tom, that the more he goes into denial, the more he tries to distance himself, the more suspicion will be raised on him. He is not understanding that point. Tom.
Arnab, it is not on his door, it is in his house. If you investigate, the connection is with the family. I charge the Chief Minister having a family member connected. And the Spiegler issue was raised here. Let me tell you that the company, which I mentioned it earlier, PricewaterhouseCoopers, and the company called Exologic Solution, who owns this company? The earlier one is a foreign company. The Exologic Solution is owned by a family member. And today, if you go on the net, it has been wiped out and they say it is under construction. Why this covering? Why this cover up?
Glass houses.
Well, Atik,
if this is a cover up,
Atik, we have our investigative teams following up on this, and to the people of Kerala who are following our coverage, I would like to assure you that we have put our finest journalists to investigate this matter, and you will get the quickest updates and leads on the Kerala gold smuggling scam here on Republic.